Hey guys, my name is JessiMew, and welcome back to the Hard Mode Challenge. In the last episode, the reunion of some of our more distant families reminded our tribe of the places they've left behind, as well as the adventures that they've yet to discover. Willow and Benedict, for instance, after they pass through the old homes of their families, are planning to go to the island way off in the ocean where the bluebirds had once found interest. We figure that must mean that there's something over there waiting for us. Maybe a little bunny burrow, something that the bluebirds would be interested in scooping up. They tend to hover over the places where they know there will be food. That's why they like to swoop above the heads of our babies, of course. Even if they're not unprotected at that moment, they know there's a chance for a little lunch. At the moment, though, I do believe most of the moves we have left to make are right over here by this tree. So this is where we're hoping that we're going to eventually see our little platypus-beaked babies. Though I would imagine it's going to be quite hard to pull that platypus beak over the cracker jaw or the short snout too. Those are typically a little bit more dominant than the more unique traits, the exotic things like beaks. So we might want to consider sending some of our creatures out to the ocean early. That way they can scout around for little worms to dig up on the sea floor. And then we might be able to unlock the platypus beak in our mutation menu and kind of speed up the process. So let's bring Lucy down into the ocean, and maybe she could help by guiding her little baby dreamer out into the waves as soon as she has grown enough. I think Ray is another creature who's going to be particularly connected to the ocean waves, thanks in part to the water body that she's hiding in her traits. But the creatures over here are more interested in exploring this tall grass. In fact, we want to see if maybe Babbitt, with her velvet paw, could find the bearyenas' lair. So let's bring her up here right away, so we can sniff around a little bit, see if she can discover where they're hiding. I mean, pretty soon, those bearyenas aren't going to have anywhere left to hide. We are going to control this entire island and push them out once and for all. So with the final battle at hand, I think it might be a good idea for us to breed Comet too, right before he passes away. He's one of the only creatures over here now with the bearyena genes, so we need to try to keep that in our tribe. I believe he should be compatible with Rihanna. It looks like they do have completely different immunity genes, so why don't we see if we can have them breed on this turn. We'll scoot Comet over here, and then perhaps change their mutation menu around a little bit. Maybe put those ram horns in there, and a little boost in fertility for Comet, along with, I suppose, something like the bearyena snout for that very last trait, just to try to weasel that into more of our lines. That way it'll be easier for us to breed in the future. But go ahead and breed with Rihanna. That way you should be able to see your first and only baby before you pass. And we'll make sure that Otter stays high atop her throne, so she can watch over the baby too. But otherwise, I think we're just about out of turns. We just have the expectant mothers over here on their nests too. And I think what I would like to do is place the toxic body into our parents' genetics here, just so it's a little bit more likely that their babies are actually born with that trait. I mean, right now, Sandwich is like the lone creature with the job of picking every last one of these poison berries. His mother is just about to pass away, and she does unfortunately have a leech too, the poor little thing. But at least she has her bunnies hopping around here, stealing her berries and keeping her company. Now we should be ready to pass the turn, and we'll be ready to say hello to many, many different babies, including the one way back here. Oh my goodness! Do you guys have a little crabbit visitor? Oh, this baby is blessed by the crabbits. Whoever it may be is clearly very well regarded by our friends in the sea. She has the spots just like her mother, and she has the nimble fingers too. Excellent. So maybe that's why. These crabbits are hoping that she might be able to help them gather up all of their shells. But I'm pretty sure I did hear a bearyena spawn, and I know I heard a bluebird spawn too. So let's just try to figure out where the danger is. Oh, very interesting. We actually have a little bearyena baby over here. I think that's the first time that they've actually, branched out from the other side of the island. At least since the beginning of our journey here. This was where we found some of our first bearyenas, I suppose. But it has been a very long time since we've seen them again. And I can't say that it's the best of occasions for poor little Crystal, who has a brand new baby to look after. And most of our guards are on the other side of the island. Oh my goodness! And you actually had twins, Rihanna? Oh, perfect twins too. Look at all those claws. We have a toxic-bodied baby as well. So hopefully you guys can get over here and help out Crystal soon. I am curious to see what genetic we unlocked though. So let's just take a peek inside here really quickly. It wasn't the high fertility, so it must be one of the bearyena genes. Yeah, the bearyena hind legs. Okay, so that means we're one step closer to unlocking all of our bearyena genetics too. But we're getting too far ahead of ourselves. So before we try to figure out which baby unlocked that, let's try to figure out how we're going to chase this bearyena away from our children. I think we're going to have to request that Baron comes forward first. Maybe scoots over here to land a quick blow on the bearyena, and unveil the baby bearyena too, which we will hopefully soon be adopting into our tribe. Yeah, there's really nowhere for Crystal to run, since the bearyena kind of put herself right in between the stream and the nest. We can't block the baby if we move her away, and I think there is still a possibility that the bearyena could take a swipe at our baby if we don't do this properly. So Lucy, you could actually come up here and finish the job? Oh, I forgot she's so strong. It's all thanks to those claws, of course. So we can pick up all of that delicious meat, and then maybe have Cassius hop his way over here to adopt the sweet little baby bearyena. And you are certainly going to be very, very helpful on this side of the island if we need to regain our strength in our water lines. Hopefully that also means that our females would have immunity genes that would be compatible with the bearyena. Ray definitely does, so I guess we'll have to keep that in mind. But first, let's go ahead and name this poor little baby, who had quite an interesting experience on his very first day of life. Unfortunately, while he does not have the platypus beak, or he's not showing it anyway, he does have the cracker jaw, and he has the velvet paw too. So maybe he could help out his siblings as they try to search the shores. But the next name on my list is Crash. So welcome to the tribe, little one. And hopefully your future won't be quite so chaotic. Now with all of that done, we'll have Ray pick up some of her acorns and then scoot on down here to get to know Dreamer, who I think is actually going to try to hunt down this bunny if she can. This one seems to be teasing her, so maybe if it scoots a little bit closer, we can have her scoop that up for their journey. You're pretty lucky, Wesley, because you didn't have to hop your way over to that battle, but that means you should probably come up here to help Babbitt make her way into that tall grass. They're getting quite close to our explorers too, our original troops and the ones who are looking to defend our tribe from the bearyenas. So maybe these guys will be able to work together. But now let's take a closer look at our very, very special twins. Oh, I see those tiny little claws poking out of the nest. Yes, this is the baby who had the bearyena hind legs. So you were the one who managed to unlock that gene for us. The only problem is, he is going to be super, super slow, because the bearyena hind legs don't offer much for speed. So while he will be able to pack quite the punch when he grows up, he's going to have to be very mindful of his surroundings. But the next name on my list is Blazenote, so welcome to the tribe. And then let's see if we can find your sister, your toxic-bodied sister. Oh, I love those spots on the bright toxic body. Honestly, any pattern against those super vivid colors are usually really, really cool. The next name on my list is Firefly, which is actually super fitting considering her brother's name. So welcome to our tribe, little one. And now I think since Otter is still watching after the babies, and since this is Rihanna's very final day anyway, we might bring her into the tall grass stew to pick up that lovely mole that Babbitt was able to hunt, and then maybe scoot a little bit deeper just to see what other resources might be waiting for them. We have so many roots out here. If only we could call maybe Pebbleheart and Chai up in this direction, though I think they still do have plenty of roots to dig up on their own. But we do have lots of new babies out this way. Oh, and finally, another baby with the toxic body, and the nimble fingers too, so at least you can help out your father. I love how he has the orange mane, because that almost looks like it may have been a little bit of his father's vivid fur color. But as for you, the next name on my list is Hemlock. So once again, welcome to our tribe. It's a little bit overwhelming how many babies are being born on this turn. So I guess you better scoop up as many berries as you possibly can, because we know that we are going to need it. And I think I did see a little bunny scooting around in these grasses. So good thing we have our hunters at the ready. Maybe it's time for Hunter himself to teach Marshy how to track these bunnies down. Oh my gosh, on your very first try, we have a little hunting prodigy on our hands. Well, hopefully your new little sister will be just as good at hunting as you are, because I'm sure you will need the extra hand, since your father is starting to slow down in his old age. The next name on my list is November, so welcome to our tribe. And then I guess we'll have to have your mother stay right here. She should probably stay high atop her throne. The only problem with this location is it is super close to the bunny burrow, so that means that no new bunnies are going to spawn for us. So we might want to consider moving her over to the other stump soon. And now our brothers, Chai and Pebbleheart, who have just been reunited, or rather have just met for the very first time. They didn't even realize they had like a literal twin way off on the other side of the island. But so far, they have accepted each other with open arms. So let's see if they can find some more roots to dig up together. It looks like they are actually leading them straight into our explorer's territory. So I guess it's a good thing that we found so many roots over there after all. Oh, do we have one of our friendly bearyenas up here? Hello, little guy. You're off a very far distance. Alright, he must be trying to help out too. One of our bearyena guards is making sure that all of our explorers are alright, and he's ready to jump in and lend a hand whenever he's needed. I kind of wonder what Zaid thinks of all of this, since his one mission is to destroy the bearyenas. What do you guys think he thinks of the bearyena guards? Would he want nothing to do with them? Or would he be happy that some of these bearyenas are actually under their control? I guess we'll find out if one of them roams a little too close. But Lander now can connect our two territories, so perhaps it would be Otter, high atop her stump throne, who would notice this creature stumbling in first. I wonder if she might mistake him for some sort of enemy, since he does have those two giant claws and the brown fur of a bearyena. Maybe she would be a little bit startled by him first, until she realizes that he's just a friendly face. She's kind of on edge anyway because she does have these new babies to watch after, so she's just trying to do her job right. Now, Benedict and Willow, I suppose, might be interested in taking Pepper along with them. We know that Pepper would love to come along on the journey anyway, since he does seem to really enjoy collecting shells. So I suppose he'll wave goodbye to his mother, and they can go ahead and pass through the Guardian's territory. Or perhaps the Bunny's territory would be a better name. Sage is going to have to do a little bit of hunting pretty soon. Oh, there we go, luring them close with those delicious berries. And I'm sure Nutmeg will also be able to pounce on a few of them to teach her new babies the ropes of hunting. I guess that bunny is probably going to end up stealing that berry, because unfortunately the journey has been a little bit rough on our creatures. They're a little bit too tired to chase him all the way up that hill. So are we just down to you guys over here? We still have this little Krabbit baby to name, with her spots and her bearyena claw. We'll call her Fortuna as the next name on my list. So welcome to the tribe, little one, and may you find many, many Krabbits in your future. Many Krabbits to lead you toward all of those delicious shells that I'm sure you're going to love. But with that, I believe that should be the last of our turns. We could just maybe scoot Otter over in this direction for now, just to pick up a little bit more of this grass. That way we're less likely to see more dangers spawning on this side of the island. And Dreamer, you never did catch your bunny, did you? Well, you light up more of that area for yourself, okay? Maybe if you're lucky, the bunny will come scooting out again as soon as we pass the day. We might as well come over here to see what Nutmeg's first baby is going to look like. I'm crossing my fingers for another bearyena snout. Oh my gosh, and the mask too? Oh, that looks really cool on the bearyena baby. Those gray stripes look like gray fur. Like this poor thing is already going gray in his mane. I suppose you can understand why, though. This isn't the most peaceful of places to live. But the next name on my list is Taka, so welcome to our tribe, and hopefully you'll get the chance to enjoy some relaxing days. Now we have lots of little bunnies to hunt down first. It looks like Tabby has one on top of this burrow to scoop up. A lot of her bearyenas have actually left her. Maybe they're going for the bunnies too. I guess she'll have to try to follow them, so she might be able to have another baby or two before she does end up passing away. Sage better go ahead and pick up some of his berries before the bunnies come knocking on his door. You know, I think we'll leave that extra berry there. That way, as we're moving our creatures down the shore, we can wait for the bunny to fall right into our trap. So the island is actually not too far away now, and I'm sure that Willow would let her brother know that this is where they're headed. She's actually hoping that they might be able to find something special here. Maybe some more healing fruits, some sort of resource that she can report back to her brother in the future. But I'm going to leave Benedict maybe right here, just because I don't want him picking up any leeches. Something tells me there's probably quite a few in that area, simply because we haven't explored it before. So who knows what's waiting off in that darkness. Now we don't have any more bearyenas out here, right? We should probably make sure just in case. Yeah, looks like everything is all safe and sound. Oh, but did we actually unlock another gene? Or is that from the day before? Let's see, if we go into Crash's mutation menu, maybe we can just take a quick look. Yeah, I don't see anything new here, unless it's something I'm missing. I do wish that if we actually clicked on this notification, it would tell us what we unlocked. Sometimes it can be tricky to remember which ones you have and which ones you don't. So I guess we could probably breed Cassius and Crystal again. We'll just have to scoot Crash out of the nest, so he's right next to his mother, and then we'll have Crystal go ahead and breed with Cassius. As Ray, of course, begins her journey over to those distant shores, maybe we could bring her over to Dreamer, so they can work together to take down that bunny. As their very first task, perhaps the start of a beautiful friendship, they'll slay the beast, and then Lucy can come over to pick up all of that delicious meat. I think Baron might actually opt to stay a little bit closer. Since he knows that this family was under attack before, he wants to make sure that they have somebody nearby to help them if things get rough. So he'll just stand guard. We have plenty of capable claws out in the tall grass anyway, so it's not as if they need the extra help. But let's bring Lander out in this direction to say hello to Otter, since she was so worried that this creature would be some sort of danger to the babies. But she's going to find pretty quickly that he's a very sweet soul. He is a capable warrior after all, and he does seem to have a bit of a soft spot for the babies of the tribe. So as we scoop up this nest, maybe she would even be considering starting a family with him in the future. Oh, the bunnies are stealing your berries. Dandelion, you better jump on that one. We know that Zaid is going to have no interest after all, so you're going to have to pick up the slack for him. Now, has Babbitt sensed anything out in this tall grass yet? Aside from all of those roots? Now it seems as if there's no bearyenas out in this direction, though they have found a nest, so maybe that means that they're starting to get closer. Chai can call Pebbleheart straight up to their next route. I think it was around here, right? There it is, the next delicious route on their journeys. And then he can sniff around for some more in the north to lead them straight toward their paradise. I think there might be even more routes over here than what a Pebbleheart had initially discovered, so he is definitely in for a real treat. But we'll have to have Hemlock toddle his way out of the nest too. Maybe this can be his very first lesson in picking the toxic berries. Oh, Sandwich must be so proud right now. He finally has somebody to help him out. Of course, we can't forget about little Rosie though, because her task is just as great. She can pick up the normal berries, so we have them before the bunnies get their greedy little paws on them instead. Now, because this is Hunter's very last day, I think we will go ahead and have these two breed one more time. That way we can set up a baby for Luna in the future. She's not going to have another baby right now because she kind of does have her hands full, but Marshy can spend her time picking berries and searching the grasses for more of the bunnies that she loves. Now, one last time, let's head back to our little Crabbit baby. Make sure that her parents are picking up all of their acorns, of course. You know, I suppose we could have Kiba breed one last time with these Cease too, if that fertility doesn't get in the way. Oh, I guess it wasn't meant to be. Okay, well that's fine. You still have one beautiful Crabbit baby to watch after. We'll leave her in the nest though, so she doesn't risk picking up any leeches. And then we should be ready to skip the turn once again. So let's go back here to see if we have any more luck with the platypus beak. Oh my gosh! No platypus beak, but look at this beautiful baby. She almost looks like a little white tiger. Oh, she is absolutely gorgeous. I love her colors, even down to those beautiful green eyes. So the next name on my list is Spirit. Welcome to our tribe, little one. And I'm sure you're going to enjoy setting off toward the ocean too. I think in the next episode we should be ready to finally hop our way over to those distant islands, searching for little worms to pick up along the way, so we can hopefully unlock the platypus beak in our mutation menu. That'll make it much, much easier to pass it over the Cracker Jaw, so we can meet yet another one of our goals. And just in time, as with those last few remaining patches of grasses slowly being explored, I think we have just about run these bearyenas straight out of their home. As long as they don't decide to attack us instead, with forces that they might be training off in the shadows, then our tribe can officially call themselves the rulers of the Deadly Hills. But for now, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye guys!